Good morning everyone. We are group 37 and today we are excited to present our group project Greywater Recycling System. Our mentor Ms. Inuri Ransingh has provided invaluable guidance throughout. Through this project, we aim to make a small but powerful contribution to sustainability. As you can see, this is our overview and for this presentation. I will start by explaining what is greywater and why its reuse important. Greywater is wastewater generated from activities like showering, laundering and hand washing. It does not include water from toilets or kitchen because kitchen greywater often contain food scraps and grease which makes recycling more difficult. Greywater may contain fats, oils, grease, hair, soap, fabric softeners and other chemicals. We aim to collect, filter and reuse greywater for non-potable purposes like gardening or toilet flushing, which is especially useful in water source communities. Why greywater using is important? First, it supports water conservation. By reusing greywater, we reduce the demand for freshwater drinking, especially for non-drinking tasks like watering plants or cleaning. Second, it brings cost savings. Since less fresh water is used, households can enjoy their significantly lower water bills. Third, it supports environmental protection. Reusing greywater reduces the amount of wastewater sent to treatment plants and also help to prevent pollution of natural water sources. Next, it encourages sustainable living. Our system promotes more responsible water use and reduce unnecessary wastewater, contributing greener lifestyle. Next, I'll invite Arunima Nimsadi.
Thank you, Yumal. So, our project on the Greywater Recycling System directly contributes to three main sustainable development goals established by the United Nations. The first SDG goal is SDG number 6, clean water and sanitation. So, the main objective of the system is to filter the wastewater into clean water, which can be reused in household activities, so that households don't need to be hugely dependent on local freshwater system, so that it helps in preserving local clean water supply. This system also helps to maintain sanitation as we reduce the disposal of wastewater from households, which helps in creating a healthy environment. Next, SDG number 11, sustainable cities and communities. By integrating greywater systems into households and communities, we can make urban living more resilient and sustainable, especially when in the face of water shortage and climatic change. Also, this project reduces waste which is being disposed to the environment and promotes eco-friendly living concepts. Finally, SDG number 12, responsible consumption and production. This project mainly focuses on efficient water use and responsible water consumption. When we are using wastewater, it helps in freshwater conservation, and through this, people tend to show more responsibility in water consumption. Now let's consider how our project supports covering these SDG goals. So the first one is it enhances the water availability. In the households, a large amount of greywater is being disposed. As we already know, the system filters that water into clean water, which we can reuse in several household activities. This way, the consumption of water from the local supply in each household would be reduced. And that directly helps in enhancing water availability. And it provides additional water for irrigation and industrial use. So the next is inspires behavioral change. This system encourages households to rethink how we use water daily. It promotes a mindset of conservation and awareness, helping people to adapt to sustainable habits. And the next one is the system conserves potable water as described previously. This system reduces the demand for clean, purified and treated water for non-drinking purposes like flushing and gardening. So this action can be very crucial in scarce water regions. And finally, this system encourages green living. Our project supports eco-friendly community practices and helps to make sustainable housing a reality. So, likewise, our project contributes to sustainable development and goals in many ways. helping to build a society which is responsible for the well-being of our planet. So next, I would like to invite Venuja to continue with the presentation.
Thank you, Arima. Now let's take a look at who really benefits when a sustainable grey water solution is implemented. So first of all, they are the individual residents. So basically the households and the people who are living in those houses and the household owners, right? So the benefits when the solution is implemented are mainly reducing water bills, efficient gardening, reduced reliance on water supplies, and improved hygiene and cleanliness in the household. So moving on, our second stakeholders are the government and regulatory bodies. So the government, water board, environmental regulating societies and municipal councils are the main stakeholders under this sector. So the benefits when this solution is implemented for those government and regulatory bodies are, they have the ability to achieve their sustainable goals, regional hygiene and cleanliness, and reduce environmental pollution from grey water. And also, as a plus point, there is a lower pressure and demand for fresh water supplies. So moving on, the next stakeholder category are the system designers. Right? So engineers, plumbers, infrastructure service providers, this create employment, encourages business growth, and gives them the chance to push these eco-friendly innovations while contributing to a sustainable infrastructure goals. So basically everyone has a role and everybody gains out of this system. Everybody has a gain out of our solution, right? So moving on to the next slide, right? Okay. So next in our line of stakeholder category, we have the property developers and owners. So under that sector, there are real estate companies, construction firms, and apartment owners. So the benefits again are we can have a large scale of water savings and affordable bill payments, right? Then there's an increase in property value which readily affects the real estate market in a country. Then we've got a better market demand and a positive brand image for overall brand. So now you know that under UN's SDG goals, we have basically for a nice brand, right? For a large corporation, they have implemented a new goals. So they have to achieve a certain set of SDG goals, and this helps, right? So our solution basically helps those brands to get a positive image, brand image under UN, right? Okay. So next, moving on, the environmental non-governmental organizations, or known as NGOs. So under that, we've got the usual normal local government groups, local environmental groups, and the environmental activists, especially, right? So for them, the benefits would be, it would supposed to achieve their environmental goals, right? And it would also have the ability to educate the public based on this matter. And advocacy success and reputation for sustainable technology are another 2 plus points or benefits when this solution is implemented for environmental NGOs. Next up, we've got the general public, where all the citizens and local communities are included. So healthy environment, increase access to freshwater supply, reduce problems related to freshwater scarcity, and cleaner local water bodies are the main benefits which are reaped by the general public, right? So moving on to the next slide, so you can see what happens when this solution is actually put into action. The impact spread across 4 major areas. Number 1, we've got environment. So let's start with it. We get major water conservation, reduced sewage loads, and better soil health, and less pollution of rivers, groundwater. This is a massive environmental win. Moving on now to the economy, right? So under economy, we've got lower water bills, reduced sewage costs, cost-effective gardening, and eco-friendly job creation. Next off, we have the society and community. So this promotes sustainable awareness, improved access for fresh water, and healthier living conditions, right? And then finally, we've got the high health and hygiene, right? So this shows a cleaner environment for all, improved sanitation, minimized contamination, and less mosquito breeding. So basically, through this sector of our presentation, you can see that this is saving money. It is protecting nature, improving our life at the same time. So this solution offers real, tangible, wide-reaching benefits, right? So now I would like to wrap up and invite Savidu to speak next. Thank you.
Thank you, Anuja. I would like to talk about the serious negative impacts we may face if we fail to implement proper solutions for grey water management. These issues affect not just the environment but also our society, economy, and public health. Let's begin with the environment. Without proper treatment, grey water can lead to pollution of natural water sources, create an unhygienic environment, and contribute to soil contamination. Next, we must consider the Societal impacts. Improper greywater disposal can make it difficult to meet sustainable development goals. It also increases the demand for fresh water. Now, looking at the economic aspect, this issue can lead to excessively high water bills and a loss of opportunities for green jobs. The strain on water resources results in financial losses and government face higher costs in sewage treatment. Lastly, let's not forget about health and hygiene. Poor sanitation can lead to mosquito breeding grounds, increasing the spread of communicable diseases. In summary, the consequences will touch every aspect of our lives. This is a shared responsibility. Next, I talk about the problems related to the filtration design of our greywater recycling system. High installation cost. This means the system is expensive. Many people cannot afford to install it in their homes. Second, lack of space. Some houses, especially in crowded city areas, do not have enough space to set up the system properly. Third one, uncertainty about reuse. People are not always sure which water can be reused safely. For example, water from the kitchen is not safe, but many don't know that. Fourth one, health risk. Greywater may have solids, bacteria and viruses. These can cause health problems if not filtered properly. Lastly, system failures. If the system is not clean or maintained well, it can stop working or become dangerous. Thank you. Next, I will invite Netmina.
Thank you, Situm. I will talk about the how other countries solve greywater problems. First one, in Japan, the problem was lack of space. They create small indoor recycling units that clean and reuse over 98% of wastewater right where it used. In Australia, the issue was high installation cost. So the government give rebates up to American dollar 700 to help people install greywater systems. In the USA, greywater often contain solid and harmful germs. California solved this by using the sand filtration and greases traps before the water enters the system. Moving on, in India, they had trouble with system failure and poor maintenance. So local authorities start giving training and certificate to plumbers and system workers. In Singapore, there was a risk of bacteria and virus contaminations. To fix this, they added UV and chlorine designifications to their greywater units, making the water safer. In South Korea, people didn't know which water couldn't be reused. They now use app to show which greywater sources are safer in real time. These solutions help engineers, plumbers, water companies, and even house owners to do their jobs better and keep the system safe. Thank you. Next, I will invite Netumina to continue this.
Thank you, Netmina. Now let's look at why our project is sustainable. First, it helps water conservation. Instead of wasting used water from showers or laundry, we reuse it, especially in places where water is unlimited. Second, the system is energy saving. Since less water needs to be pumped or treated in big plants, it reduces electricity use. And also, it reduces environmental impact. It lowers pollution in rivers, oceans and sewage systems and protects our natural water sources. Also, it reduces environmental impact. It lowers pollution in rivers, oceans and sewage systems and protects our natural water sources. Then the system is cost effective in the long run. It saves money on water bills and reduces pressure on public water systems. And finally, our project brings community and educational value. It teaches people about eco-friendly living and support self-sufficient water use in homes and communities. Okay, this slide shows the sources we used to get important information for our project. We used these websites and documents that explain stakeholder benefits, how greywater systems are used in other countries and sustainable design practices. We used these websites, documents and research papers that explain stakeholder benefits, how greywater systems are used in other countries and sustainable design projects. These references helped us design a practical, effective and eco-friendly greywater recycling system. Okay, thank you. Now we are going to wind up our presentation. Thanks for your fullest attention. Thank you.